Seven Springs Mountain Resort, nestled deep in the mountains of Pennsylvania. In the winter, it's a ski lover's paradise. But today, these mountains will offer a new challenge. Nearly 700 mountain bikers have journeyed here to compete in the Three Musketeers Champion Challenge. The Three Musketeers Champion Challenge is brought to you in part by Seven Springs Mountain Resort, Pennsylvania's largest ski and year-round resort. By Subaru, test drive the 1997 Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon. And by Health and Fitness Magazine, from extreme sports to nutrition, it's all here. Hello everybody, I'm Greg Loskar, and welcome to ATV Sports coverage of the 1996 Three Musketeers Champion Challenge. There are nearly 700 mountain bikers here from 15 states, all competing for more than $10,000 in cash and prizes. These racers will compete in vigorous downhill, dual slalom, and cross-country events. Now, mountain bike racing has become one of the fastest-growing sports in America today. It's the ultimate test of strength, courage, and stamina. In fact, just this summer, mountain biking saw its debut in the 1996 Olympic Games. Not bad for a sport that is only 20 years old. So as this sport continues to grow, more and more races emerge. And this year, Seven Springs is playing host to event number 10 in the American Mountain Bike Challenge Series. The course is unyielding, and the competition is overwhelming. From novice to pro, they've come here to accept the ultimate challenge. So who will be crowned this year's champions? When we come back, we'll take a look at this year's hair-raising downhill competition. Some say it's nature's perfect roller coaster. Wow, after a crash like that, you may want to find a new hobby. But the reality of this sport is the faster you go, the more dangerous it is. And perhaps the most fatal event in mountain biking is downhill racing. Racers must defy gravity in a relentless pursuit to beat the clock. Before you know it, you're barreling down the side of a mountain at speeds topping 50 miles per hour. And one false move could spell disaster. Obviously, downhill racing isn't for everyone, but for those adrenaline junkies who thrive on speed, it's the ultimate challenge. In the sport of mountain biking, there is nothing more thrilling or more dangerous than downhill racing.
First rider!
It's an adrenaline rush fueled by fear and measured by risk.
Downhill racing, because it's fast, it's fun, it's exciting, and it's dangerous.
Imagine yourself descending 2 miles down the side of a mountain at speeds topping 45 miles per hour. Suddenly, gravity takes hold and fear transcends all logic. It's a thrill downhill racers live for and a feeling most of us only dream about.
We want some speed. We need speed. Plat to kill all the way. Fast mountain, fast courses.
In downhill racing, each racer is competing for the fastest time. And at speeds exceeding 40 miles per hour, the feeling is euphoric, a natural high. But one false move could be fatal. That's why racers like Jay DeJesus arm themselves with protective gear to prevent the unthinkable.
This protects my shoulder and my collarbone. Up to my cranium, I have a full face helmet on, protects my head and my dental features. It's a good gear to have. And I've got gloves, and they've been used.
Downhill racers have a need for speed. The faster the course, the greater the risk. But this year's downhill offered a more physical challenge.
Hey, it's a rough, tough course, but this is cross country. This is not downhill.
The downhill course is definitely an East Coast downhill. It starts with a lot of technical, rocky single track, and then there's some fast finishing. But it's a peddler's course, which is notorious for the East Coast.
The course is a little mixed up. It's got a lot of flat on top. It's very anaerobic, and a lot of people don't like that because it's a lot of pedaling, and some of us really dig it because we were more fitness oriented.
I think that's good because it separates, because you got to be a well-rounded rider, and you got to have that climbing too. It shouldn't all just be boom, be well-rounded.
The course began with a fast start from Lake Tahoe. Within seconds, you enter a stretch of technical single track designed to challenge even the most experienced riders.
Well, it's sloppy. This time of the year, I didn't think it would be as sloppy as it was. I had a little problem through the rocks. I had to step down. But I just wanted to make it through the flat and get down to these switchbacks, and I was home free.
Yeah.
This is fun. Being a cross-country racer, the uphills didn't bother me at all. And I love technical rocky sections, and so I excelled in that. So I think I did pretty good.
It's real slippery up there. All the switchbacks are real loose, and it must have rained or something last night because there's lots of mud.
It was a really tough course, great switchbacks, very hard in the middle, very even section, and you really had to keep that momentum going to finish really well, but pretty spent.
Mountain bikes are designed to operate in any condition and over any terrain, but mechanical problems are inevitable, especially during a race.
Well, my chain just jumped, and it locked up in the back, and I can only go up into certain gears because I got such a big chain ring, and that's what threw me off. It bent my derailleur hanger, had to bend it back up there. Here I am.
I banged a rock. I went through the rocks real fast, and I heard some banging going on. So I think it was just a pinch flat, they call it. It's a tough break today. Yeah.
Right after the flat section for the uphill, I hit something hard, but I kept going. I guess it became a slow leak after that. Right at the last switchback, it went completely flat, and I was bummed.
All of a sudden, it just locked up, and what happened, I think, is the tire came off, like you see, and the spoke wrapped around this and got it caught up on my brakes.
After a tough grind through the technical single track, it was the moment these downhill racers live for: a rapid descent through the corkscrew switchbacks.
You probably drop a good, 900 feet in probably about 50 seconds or, under a minute.
The second bend of the switchbacks provided perhaps the greatest challenge of the course. In a race where time is of the essence, a bend like this one can be detrimental.
No matter how stoked I was, I still was going to fly off that course going too fast.
The turns are super fast, and you get too excited and you kind of forget you're supposed to brake, and then you kind of go off course.
My first run I did on the switchbacks, I lost it one time, but this time I knew what I was up for and up against, which I prepared, and I think I did really well.
Well, I told him if he fell, I was going to run him over at the starting line.
Yeah, he caught me around, fell up at the switchback. I fell down, and he caught me coming down the hill. So I guess I was catching up more than pushing.
Let's see, top speed 39.8. Probably there right at the end.
In the Expert Pro Elite class, it was a tight race between Eric Gephardt, Julian Hunter, and Scott McLean. Eric pulled an impressive time of 5:16.57, but it wasn't enough to beat Julian Hunter's winning time of 5:16.34. Julian beat Eric's time by just 23/10 of a second. Scott McLean finished third at 5:18. In the women's event, Joanna Sales captured first place with the fastest female time of 6 minutes 15 seconds, followed by Megan Clark's second place finish at 6 minutes 29 seconds. And Elisa Tavernia held on to third with a time of 7:09. In the men's sport division, James Pottinger took first with a time of 5:34. Kevin Johnson secured second place at 5:37, and Len Irvin Jr. rounded out third place with a time of 5:42. There were only 3 women racing in the beginner class. Karen Coleman captured first with a time of 7:01. Jennifer Smith came in second at 7:29, and Jan Dupree finished third at 8:45. Finally, in the men's beginner class, Joseph Glotz finished in third place at 6:04. Alan Dahm held on to second at 6:01, and Charles Prickett captured first with a time of 5 minutes 58 seconds. Coming up, you've seen it done on skis, but how about on a mountain bike? We'll check out this year's dual slalom competition next.